Hi, this is Stephen Williams with Blue Book Milwaukee and Blue Book Online Advertising. I'm making this video today to help you out with some of the changes that I'm seeing in the markets on why business or why is my business slow. Uh, I've been in this business since 1990 and I've seen the ups and downs, and I've seen various companies that came into business with a bang, and then all of a sudden they were out of business. And I've seen businesses that just seem to be able to make it through no matter how bad if the economy is down, they're still able to just make it through. And I think it's because they really control their business. And I'm going to show you and give you some tips on how you can take control of your business to make sure that you make it through the slow periods of time. Now, the first thing that I want to make clear is that there are some things that none of us, you or I in business, can't control when it comes to business being slow. And here are some of them. There's always going to be slow periods of times throughout the month and throughout the year. It could be if your business is seasonal, or it could just be where it's just people do not shop certain industries a lot during certain times of the year, or if it's per month, it could just be slow periods of the month. I've seen that no matter what across the board, there's always going to be some ups and downs even throughout the month when it comes to sales. Other ones, depending on what part of the country you live in, it could be weather related. You know, up here where we're at in Wisconsin, if it gets to be very cold, like when we see a dip in business just when it gets to be that first cold day of the season, even if it doesn't snow, just because the it just gets down, the weather gets so low and it gets uncomfortable. Even like today, making this video, yesterday it was over 60 degrees, and today when it's 32 degrees, you know, when people have things like that happen, it can bring business down because people just don't feel good going out and shopping. Other thing that can make business slow, especially if you live in big cities, is if there's a lot of events that are going on, it can pull down the business environment, because a lot of stuff gets focused over to people going to those events. And it's not that because your business is competing with them. What it is that people are making plans and they put things off for their business, for things that they were going to shop for until that event is over. And that again goes into the slow periods of the month. You can see where everything works its way out for your overall sales each month, even though events are happening and weather related things are happening, because what will happen is that people will eventually come and shop at your business. Also, holidays. Certain holidays can affect, it depends on what type of business you have, but certain holidays can either slow down a business or increase a business. And then other things is reviews a lot. And some of you may be thinking that that should be on this side. With, do you control your reviews? Reviews are not under your control, and you can have good reviews, bad reviews, not have etc. And what I mean by etc. is, have you ever seen a company that had just a ton of good reviews? It's like nobody was ever unsatisfied with their business. That would be skeptical, because that would just be like if you were dating someone and they never did ever anything wrong or upset you about anything. That person would be too good to be true. So the same thing it goes with business. If a business is not, if they just have too many good reviews, you could be skeptical that those reviews are not true. And then also, you can't, even if they have good and bad reviews, a mixture, you can read through them, because no one can satisfy every client. That's what I've seen that with each of my companies, that no matter what type of work you do, because you're dealing with individuals, everyone has a different way that they interact with the business. Some people are engaged, some people are not engaged, some people want think you're gonna perform a miracle, and other people are realistic. And so reviews, you have to take those with a grain of salt, because you never know what's behind that individual when they make that review, especially if it's a bad review. Now, the things that you do control, is, and I'm going to step back and go back. If you've seen one of my earlier videos where I talked about the progression of business over time, what we had is when we first started with business, first thing that where people would believe that you were in business is that you had to have a store. Way back when, you had to have a store. If you didn't have a store, they would not consider you being in business. And then it progressed to where you had to have a store and then business card. Someone came up because if you were out and you were not at your store, then what is your business card? If you had a business card, people just instantly believed that you were in business. And then next, what happened? And of course, we have home-based businesses, but for this example, we're using stores. So then next, progress even further. You had to have a store, you had to have business cards, and then you had to have a website. Now, of course, there's other little things in between that you had to have, but I'm just being basic here. So you can see the progression. If you, at first, you just could have a store and you could have business cards. When you were out, people believe you're in business. Then now you have to have a store, business cards, and they ask for your website. If you don't have your website, they may not believe that you're in business. And then now where we're at is that you have to have a store, you have to have business cards, website, Facebook page or YouTube, And trust me, how many of you, when you look up a business, you go to their website and you also look on Facebook or YouTube to see if you could find out any information about their business? Now, I'm going to tell you why these two are very important now. And you may be thinking that they're just going there to just see that you're in business. They are going to go into your Facebook page and your YouTube page to see that you're in business, but there's like a subconscious motive behind it. And I'm going to show you. So now, even having those pages that proves that you're in business, but does not prove that they should do business with you. And I'm going to show you how you can take the leap from here, because this is what everybody will do. They'll get the YouTube page, they'll get the Facebook page, they'll get their website, business cards, or store, but they don't take this next step. And this is and I'm going to go further in detail about this because I have two examples of my own businesses on how this works. So now you have your store, business cards, you have your website, your Facebook page, your YouTube, and you have to have these two. I just believe that you have to have those two, and then you could go further and you can get your Instagram. And that's mainly what I've seen with Instagram, and the results from getting leads from Instagram is tremendous. A lot of the leads from my company comes from there. So you have those pages set up. Now, this is what will set you aside from the others, is that when you have these pages, let me tell you what these pages are made for. They're not made for you to directly advertise at people. What they're made to do is to get lead generation from people. And the way that you do lead generation is to give them content. So these pages, the way that you use them is you have content, educational content, and you have demonstrations. You demonstrate your product and your service. That's what you do, because what people are doing, when you had a store, people could walk into your store and they would know what you were doing. They could look at your business card and they basically knew what you were doing. Website, all of that stuff. But what has happened is that competition, all of us has a lot of competition that's trying to get the dollar of the consumer. So what you have to start doing is giving the consumer content, which is spread across the internet to keep people engaged with your product and service. to keep you in their mind, so if they ever needed it, they would know that you're on that list of consideration, and demonstration of your product and service to show them that if they do decide to choose you, that you can perform the either the service or you can provide the product that they're looking for. That's very important. Now, let me give you an example of my own business that I have. I have two of the businesses that I work daily on. Is I have one which is Blue Book, and we have our online, and then we have our offline department for advertising, and then we have the Credit Repair Shop. And that's basically an online business. Now, Blue Book was easy, and I'm going to grab a copy here. Okay, Blue Book, this was very easy. So what we did is, over the years, when we started the publication, it was delivered to stores for free to stores, and people could pick them up at the stores, and they would utilize the book. For customers, they just wanted to see the deals, but for advertisers, if they were considering to advertise in our publication, the way that we demonstrated to them for our product at that time was just to consistently put it out on the streets on a consistent basis, which we come out every Friday, rain, sleet, or snow. The books are on the street. So that's a way of demonstrating that if they placed an ad, it's going to, that we're going to perform the service of putting their ad out to the market, to people. The next thing was we demonstrated that we could make ads. They were able to look through the book and see all the different ads that are in the book, and so they know that even without us telling them, that we know how to make an advertisement in print for them. So that was another one. The next one was they saw, and you could say in a roundabout way, reviews. They saw other businesses, either their competition or just other businesses throughout the magazine. So again, that demonstrated to them that other businesses are using them, so I should consider using them. And then another thing is that they maybe saw the same business over and over and over, week after week after week after week. That even made a stronger review that they should advertise their business. Now, this is all offline. I'm not talking about online. This is what people saw for our publication offline. Now, with the Credit Repair Shop, I did exactly what I had just showed you, where we had the website. We obviously had the business card, but for online, this didn't matter as much. And then we had the Facebook business page and YouTube, and we advertise on Instagram. And what we did, and if you go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com, you will see that it is full, packed with content and demonstrations of what we can do for the customer, because they're going to look at what you, if they're coming to you to see about how, if you can provide a service for them, they're going to want you to demonstrate that with either the way that we did case studies where we showed a customer that what their credit was when they started and what it was when they finished with our program. We showed results from other customers. We have an hour-long video of results showing what we've done for other customers. We also have a demonstration of what their process would be when they signed up for services from start to finish. Everything that would alleviate the individual from being afraid of signing up with our products and services. And almost 99% of our businesses is online. Now, when someone sees our business offline, it's like the reverse. We do not get a lot of people that would just come in from offline because we haven't done what you would consider what we've done with Blue Book on the offline side. And then on the reverse, when we advertise our Blue Book services to people online, we don't get the same result that we get when we advertise the credit repair shop online. And so now, if you're following the Blue Book Facebook page, you're going to start to see a whole bunch of content. You're going to see a change in our website, because exactly what I'm teaching you now here, what I've done with the credit repair shop, you're going to see us start to do that with the Blue Book online website, because we are starting to make a huge push to get advertisers to start advertising online. And so you're gonna actually see that what I'm teaching you here is what we're starting to do with the Blue Book website and Facebook page and YouTube page and our Instagram page. So to sum this all up, is that your business has to be able to start utilizing these things, and it's because that's where the customers are going to be at. Yes, they're going to still be looking for print, but just like people in print had competition with TV and radio, now there's competition with Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Yes, you have to know what you're doing. You can't just throw an ad out there, because you'll actually lose money even faster with these services if you don't know how to advertise on them, because they use a whole different model to charge you for your money. If you want to, another thing is that with contents, a lot of people don't do this because they're like, I don't have the time to put the content on there. There are services, and we provide a service also where we could just help you get the pages where they need to be, and we can also put the content on there on a weekly basis to keep your business out there with people. Also, we can advertise your business on Facebook, we can advertise on YouTube and Instagram. We also have that service. That's what we're going to be providing with Blue Book Online. So if you have any questions about advertising, or if you have any questions about setting up your Facebook business page or YouTube page or your Instagram page, you can contact us. The number is 262-880-6964. Thank you for your time.